questions to ask, right? I campaign with the confidence rising. I told WDF don't switch, good times are coming underneath and deep diving. Fan cams, reactions, watch alongs to the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South, they flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Yo, big up everyone. Hope you're doing well. We're back again. Days after the frustrating defeat at Arsenal, we are now previewing the away game at Brentford. JC, how's it going, my bro?
Yeah, man, all good. Transfer Weekly is ready to go. It is coming out tomorrow, don't worry. We didn't want to clash with this one, so it's definitely out tomorrow. And after tomorrow's episode, there's only 1 week left of the window. So rumour mills are turning and potential loans are looking a bit tasty. I'll say that.
100%. Nate, how you doing, my bro? How's your 2 weeks off as well, by the way?
Loving it. Shout out DJ Pied Piper. If you know, you know. That's an old one for the people who might know that one. Yeah, man, it's all good. I mean, obviously, Monday night was Monday night. Somewhat frustrating, somewhat respectable, considering it could have been more, should have been more. But look, this is the perfect game to turn things around. Obviously, the history of this fixture, we'll get into it. But otherwise, I'm good.
And also big up to Tristan O'Free, Mr. Home Vlogger himself. How's it going? Oh, quick question. Is the Homesdale your new home?
Yes, it is. I'm officially there from now on. I'm a season ticket holder in the Homesdale and literally right in front of you because I think you called my name out and I turned around and I didn't even see you. This was the other night. I don't know if it was you, but I heard someone shout my name. It's kind of funny.
I've gone up on Homesdale now.
Oh, up probably weren't you then? Yeah, but
so
no,
how was it moving from that transition from the family stand to the Homesdale?
Yeah, it was quite. It was weird. You know, I've never been to a Premier League match in the Homesdale, and I've been to like a few cup games, but they've just been like one-offs. But in fact, I'm going to be there like most home games. Well, every single home game this season. Fingers crossed. You know, it's really, really good. The atmosphere was amazing. You know, it's just like I was proud to support Palace, man. You know, I was gassed to be there. I was excited, man. You know, it was a real good experience despite the results. So yeah, loved it. You know, a bit strange at first, but I'll get used to it. But I'm definitely looking forward to further matches this season and in the future and that as well. So yeah, loving it and yeah,
100%. And if you haven't seen Tristan's vlogs, go check them out. I'm sure that this time round, since he's moved up the family stand, there might be a bit more bleeps and
a bit more editing than normal.
A little bit X-rated from now on. Won't be as family friendly as it once was.
Oh, God,
right.
Yeah.
You know what, Nate? Just talk briefly about because obviously you've heard from me, myself, JC, and Tristan regarding our fan cams regarding Arsenal. You briefly touched on the performance, but like, what were the pros and cons for you Monday night?
I think the pros, there weren't many because let's be fair, Arsenal more or less had control of the game from start to finish, but we competed. I think I would have liked to have seen us being braver when they went down to 10 men. I don't think it was a sending off, to be perfectly truthful. I think it's a strange one where the first one, Kai Havertz should have been booked for time wasting more than Tomiyasu. And the second one, unless we had a sniper on the roof of the Arthur or the Homesdale or the White Horse, he didn't touch Ayew. So I'm thinking, that's an odd one. Having said that, I know some people will think about the Eze penalty shout and everything. I'm looking at it going, yeah, see, they're given, but that ain't one of them that should be given. There's contact, but for me, there's not enough to bring him down forcefully in the box. So he's kind of looking for it, and he's kind of just made the most of nothing challenge from both Rice and Partey. Look, if you'd have said to me before the game had kicked off, we'd lose 1-0 to a penalty, I'd have said, yeah, can live with that. It's better than seeing one of our players put it in our own net for us like we did the year before. So, look, 1-0 defeats are never good because a defeat is a defeat. It doesn't matter how well you play if you lose. If you lose, it's a loss. You know, we didn't get anything from the game. But I feel
we've got to get that one put up on the frame. If you lose, it's a loss. And then Nate 2023.
What? And then on the back you say no shit.
Sorry, JC, you still know what double is, yeah?
It's a race now, man.
Oh, good. Yeah, just checking. Just checking.
Oh, God.
But you know what? It's funny. The officiating that game was terrible all round.
Shambolic.
It was
Yeah.
so bad
Just
because
looking at that, right? You see,
oh, yeah, go on.
this guy's name is David Coote. I think we all know a 4-letter word to replace his last name with. Because, bro, you know it's peak when Arsenal and Palace fans both agree that this guy was just
It
a
was
see you next
terrible.
Tuesday.
It ends in Tuesday or Thursday. You pick.
Yeah, one of the two. Absolutely, absolutely. But look,
Yeah, it was.
the positives for me were we saw Hamada come on and he tried to get
Yeah.
involved. He looked a bit lively. Granted, he didn't have much to work with. Raksachi coming on, okay, it appeals to the academy stands who think that our academy is La Masia. I went, no, it's not like that, bro. It's literally not like that. I mean, he had very little to work with, but
Yeah.
it was just proof that Arsenal are a level above what they have been over the last couple of years. And unfortunately, they're that good, you know. And overall, they did deserve the win.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And just lastly on the whole officiating aspect, like as much as we've all now agreed, because obviously we don't get the benefit of the replay at the stadium. You know? Now I just blinked. I'm just thinking, right, he's been sent off. I'm thinking, oh, happy days. If that's a yellow card, how has Ayew stayed on the pitch? Because right, his first challenge weren't a foul, in my personal opinion. But when you look back at it, you can see why it might have been given. Then the second one, he literally wrestled Saka to the ground.
Yeah.
So, and this is the inconsistencies we're talking about. We've benefited from the inconsistency. I agree, but it is so bad. And I'm just worried that down the line, we're going to get a stupid decision against us, which is going to really cost us. You know,
Yeah,
and
at a certain point in the game, Edouard had the ball. Havertz ran into Edouard, and then a foul was committed against us. And you're thinking, how? I don't get it.
Exactly. That's ridiculous. I mean, the officials, the linesmen, the Arsenal fans, I think, and you know, the referee was just biased to Arsenal. The amount of time wasting they were doing, especially the goal kicks, they were taking at least 10 to 15 seconds. You know, releasing the ball up the pitch was ridiculous. You know, they were getting away with it. I think Arsenal should have at least had, I'd say, 5 more yellow cards than they did, to be fair. You know, for time wasting, because we weren't time wasting, but they were, and the referees were just letting them get away with it. That's what the upsetting thing is, especially with the new rules, you know, that have been going around within English football over the last few months that have been added on, and you know, not really much action apart from that sort of red card for Tomiyasu, which I look back at now. You know, it's not a second yellow. I mean, it's a bit harsh, to be fair, but overall, the consistency is the major problem. You know, not just in our game, but in matches across this Premier League. And that's the real frustrating thing. And like you lot were saying, we are going to get a stupid decision against us. And it could cost us maybe getting top 10 or finishing higher up in the table, or God knows what at this rate. But yeah, that's just the sad and frustrating factor of it, in my opinion.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. We now move forward to a game that's never easy for us. The draw Classico. Like, last 4 meetings, all draws.
0-0, 0-0, 1-0, and 1-0.
And frustratingly enough, frustratingly enough,
last season we took the lead. Yeah, we know. I remember.
Conceded in the last, within the last 5 minutes of the game for both of them, which was frustrating.
I've said, Rich, privately to people I know, right? The Brentford draw is what killed Vieira. Because if you look back at the defending leading to their equalising goal, 1-0 up, he had no intention of killing the game off. And that's what everyone was screaming for him to do. Just get that second goal, go all out, held to skelter.
Yeah, exactly.
Never mind about defending. Get that second goal. Their goal doesn't count for nothing. They get a late equaliser, and we're all just deflated because there was no win in 2023 under Vieira. So
yeah, I stormed that when that goal went in when I was there last season.
I'm just lucky I didn't dash my phone against the wall because I just had enough. I was just like,
I was fuming.
When is it going to end? I could have sworn I was acting
I know.
When's it going to end, Robbie? I was just like, this is too much. It was
exactly
rough.
Painful.
Even when we're dominating a game, we can't hold on to a lead. Oh, mate.
That's the error.
It was bad. Yeah. But we're looking forward now. Nate, yes, they've lost Tony. Are Brentford not stronger without him? Kind of stupid because Tony's unbelievable.
Yeah,
but they just seem fluid.
I know, got pace
No.
about them.
Okay,
How
so
are we going to stop them when we? So that's pretty much
the thing with Brentford is, right, they're not what you'd call a one-dimensional one-man team. This is where Moneyball comes into their favour, right, alongside Brighton. And I hate saying it, but reality is reality. Brighton can afford to lose Caicedo because they'll have someone to replace him. Brentford can do the same. Brentford got rid of Ben Mee, brought in Nathan Collins. Granted, they weren't directly affected, but you can see the difference. You know, you look at the players that Brentford bring in. When they sell players, you're thinking to yourself, why aren't we doing that? You know, because you look at the mistake we made when we first came up is we held on to players way longer than we should have.
Mm.
So you could argue we should have sold Balassi after maybe the season before, the FA Cup season. And I know some people might think, oh, but if we sold him, who would we have got and everything? That's the thing. You never know, because the reality is when you sell players at their peak and when you bring players in to replace them, that creates a chain of, right, Balassi's gone, we know who's coming up the line next. But when you look at Brentford and the way they do things, even without Ivan Toney, they are still a threat. As you mentioned, Rich, Visser and Boomer, they've got players like RHEA that can cause you absolute chaos if you're not prepared to deal with it. So not having Ivan Toney there from a psychological point of view, it makes us less nervy because we know how good he is in the final third. But having said that, when you look at the other players they have that are add to their attack, you're thinking, oh yeah, I forgot they have alternative attacking options. I wonder what that's like, having more than one outlet for an attack instead of relying on one player or two players that when they feel like it, turn up. And when they feel like it, put the ball in the net. I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade at Edouard, but let's be clear. He got nothing on Monday. He didn't try hard enough. He didn't work hard enough. But between him and Mateta, I think you'd have better chance of Nicky and me running a better show out there. And I can't run for crap, right? That's just a fact.
Would you do it in jeans?
I probably would do a better job in jeans. Yeah. No problem. No problem. But I think with Brentford, the horrible thing about this fixture is there's no clear-cut winner because the history reads draw, 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 draw. So you're thinking, boy, IKEA must love this fixture. Hella draws over here. But it's one of them, innit? Like, you'd think, okay, on paper, they should slap us because they're way better than us. But then we're looking at it going, but how is a team that was in League One when we got promoted better than us? Sorry, in League Two even. He's thinking, wait a minute. These lot were playing Leyton Orient.
Yeah.
We got promoted. And now they're miles ahead of us alongside our friends on the South Coast. Oh, boy. It's a funny old game, football, isn't it? It's a funny old game.
Yes. Tristan, would you take a draw in this match? Or do you think after the Arsenal defeat, we have to go back to winning ways?
We got to go back to winning ways. You know, Roy, some of the players in Parish came out a month ago, maybe less, saying that we need to get top 10, and that was our aim. We want to get top 10. These are games that we got to be winning. I remember saying in my vlog against Sheffield United, we want to get top 10. We got to win against Sheffield United. We did that. Arsenal, I said we lose 2-0. I did say I wanted the team to prove us wrong. They nearly sort of did. They could have got a point. But 1-0 losing to a top team like Arsenal was fair enough, you know, despite the disappointment. Brentford, they're a good team. They're superb on the counter-attack, set pieces, a big threat with or without Ivan Toney. I'll say that for a fact. But we need to match Brentford. We need to work hard. If we play like we did last season when we went to the GTECH and, you know, we actually defend better and take our chances more and be ruthless and finish the game off, we'll win. You know, Brentford are beatable. Brentford are beatable. You know, if you can match them, you'll get a good performance and a good result. But we got to win. If we were to lose, then there's got to be big questions, not ups towards, you know, Roy Hodgson. You could say, yeah, you might have some questions of the players, you know, for their ability and their standards and that. But you've got to ask a lot of questions towards Steve Parish for not investing in the summer properly. We signed Frankie, we signed Lerma. That isn't good enough. Our squad is thin on ice. I mean, we need a centre forward. Like I said to you on the fan card, we need 2 wingers. We need a fullback and possibly another centre half. I know we're interested in Dean Henderson, who looks like he could be on his way to Palace. Ian Nacho and that as well. But we need to win. We need to really, you know, step up. And if we could go to Brentford to get a win, I'll be really confident within our next few games against Wolves, Villa, Fulham, and Man United away as well, to be fair. So the players need to convince us fans that we are capable as a team to get top 10. Because if we don't start winning and picking up points and being consistent, there's going to be big doubts and big question marks towards the boards. And, our ability as a squad to push on this season, like a lot of Palace fans really want. That's what I think right now, to be honest. So it's all or nothing for us. We just got to, be smart, play well, compete, match them, and bust the gut out there on Saturday. So bring it on.
I'm going to play a little bit of devil's advocate based on what Tristan said, JC. Would you take 4 points from the Brentford and Wolves game?
4 points.
Yeah.
Of course. That's a stupid question. And in my opinion,
here's what I asked.
opinion,
Let's just say if we beat Brentford but only draw to Wolves, would you be happy?
No.
I wouldn't be happy either.
So I just wanted to see where we're going with this.
I'd rather draw against the better team.
Yeah, like
which is Brentford right now.
You draw with Brentford and beat Wolves because Wolves are there to be beaten.
Is Wolves at home?
Wolves is at home because I'm coming over.
Yeah, it's at home.
So when I think in the 2017 season when Allardyce was up, was when Allardyce was our manager?
Yeah, 2016-17 season.
Yeah. When he was our manager, he said something in a press conference which has sort of stuck with me ever since. He said any point away from home is a good point. Mm-hmm. And I've stuck with that ever since. Yeah. And if you get a draw every game, you stay up. So any point away from home is a good point, in my opinion. If you can maximize as many points away from home, you've probably got a better chance of getting more points at home. And in recent seasons, we've actually done better at home. Normally, it's the other way around. Normally, we're rubbish at home, but good away. But ever since we've adopted this new style of play, we're better at home again now.
Yeah.
So if we can get any points away and potentially be stronger at home, I'd take it. So I'd 100% rather draw against Brentford and beat Wolves. That's where I stand on it.
Yeah. So we're all in agreement that the 4 points is conditional.
Oh.
Well, no, listen, I'd be greedy as hell and say, let's take 6 points and slap Brentford. But then again, I don't live in a fantasy world. I know for a fact that slapping Brentford won't happen. So if you'd offered us 4 points between Brentford and Wolves, 1 at Brentford and 3 at home to Wolves, anyone in their right mind would take a win over Wolves because
definitely.
No disrespect to Wolves, but they're literally the whipping boys of the league this year. They're toilet. They're awful.
Yeah.
Like you saw what Brighton did.
Can't score for toppies.
I know we're not as good as them, and it hurts me to say that, but let's be real. We can't be letting Wolves beat us when they've lost the majority of their best players.
Yeah. We gave a good showing against Arsenal, so
we
potentially if we have
a
similar kind of performance again, then we should do all right.
We do have to be mindful though.
That's why should is like
the Wolves' performance against Man United was crazy. Like, because we would expect to have most of the ball, and we'll talk about it more next weekend when we do the preview. But we would expect to have more of the ball. But their pace on the break was stupid against United. How they did not win that game is beyond me. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
We'll get into that another time.
Yeah, they got screwed, Rich, but and we'll talk more. But you got to look at it and say to yourself, right, their pace on the break is crazy. But Wolves had every opportunity to go and win that game against Man United. Yes, they got dealt with a very, very suspicious looking because it was a nailed-on penalty. But having said that, you got to be taking it because teams like Wolves have been steadily regressing down the league. Same with Southampton last season and Leicester last season.
Yeah.
They're still good players at Wolves, but they're not at the bracket that got them to the Europa League a few years ago.
Yeah.
So we need to look at that and go, right, Wolves are by no means an easy 3 points, but of the 3 points available at home, Wolves is one you'd think, we should be getting 3 points at home. Not that we will, but we should. Because we know what we're like at home sometimes. Charity Professional Football Club loves a turn-up. What's that? This team hasn't won away in London for 400 years? Oh, we've been here before. We know what's coming next.
Careful what you wish for, Nate. Careful what you wish for. That's all I'm going to say.
No, you see what I'm saying, Tristan?
No, I get what you mean. I get what you
London
mean.
in 400 games or whatever it is.
Yeah, I get you.
But luckily, we're in London this weekend for an away day, so it's all right.
Let's go through some comments and then we'll do a combined 11.
Yeah, Colin here saying you guys doing a special transfer live on next Friday. Yes, we will. Not sure of what time or how long it's going to be. It depends on what our transfer business is going to look like. If it's dead, it'll probably only be the last hour. But if things are moving and it looks like something's going to happen,
we'll all be logged in early and just go the whole day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if
on my channel.
if things are gonna happen and it's moving mad,
It's going to be
then
Deliveroo settings, just ordering hella food in.
yeah,
Oh,
I'll be at
God.
work, but these man will hold it down and I'll jump in when I can.
Yeah.
Chairman says that third shirt is pure quality. Yes, people are unlucky at the Arsenal game. Top of the league, and I'm having a laugh. Yeah, that was a bit mad as well. Rice took like 2 minutes just to put his contact lens back in, didn't he?
I didn't even know that. I can't remember that.
Russ saying smash like. Martin here saying
Oh, here we go. The shoulders. I'm not Traore, allow it. For God's sake.
Hey, Tristan, don't worry. You can catch him for the final game of the season. He's coming over for the Villa game.
He's coming over for the Villa one. Yeah, you could just
I
punch him up.
think I know who he is. I think I met him before. Rings a bell.
Yeah, you met him.
Earth is saying that Eze should have been a penalty. Obviously, after the game, me and you, Rich, as we was waiting around, we saw the replay, and to me, it looked like Eze just pushed off and he had nothing underneath him, so he just fell to the floor. But then a few days later, a different angle came out again, and now it looks like a penalty again. So obviously, VAR needs more angles, but
Big time.
you know, inconsistency, as we said it.
Same old problems.
Yes, people, this way, big up yourself. Gonna beat Brentford. Well, the thing is, they are
Love the
beatable,
positivity.
but the thing is though, as them, we are beatable as well. So probably gonna be a draw.
Hence to why the last 4 games have been draws.
Exactly. Repping my culture, innit? Yeah, gonna fly through some of these. Martial is no. No, I'm not nipping. Don't worry. Where's Ali? I bet you. Ali's here as well. Look. You know what? I'm actually surprised he didn't say play Schlapp Falls 9 because this guy loves that idea. I saw Tristan's face, so if you see Ali, you better ask him, and he will.
Hey, if somebody plays Schlapp and Falls 9, I'm questioning Roy Hodgson's sanity.
The thing is with Ali, if he told me that we play Schlapp at Falls 9. And the thing is I may have had a few drinks, but he was so convincing that I actually believed him by the end of the conversation.
Hey, Lacey, was you chatting to Uncle Ray when he said that?
I might have been chatting to everyone, man. Uncle Ray, everyone.
Uncle Ray, JD.
I hate JD's out of the window, man. But yeah, too many alcohols, and that's probably what happened. Lermo's quality against Arsenal. He's been quality every game so far.
Unbelievable by what bargain of a signing is.
Hey, Bournemouth. Cheers.
Oh,
Nothing better than a free signing.
Win for us, Alpha Bournemouth. I saw this about Lukaku. I don't know. I mean, we need a striker, Rich. We need a striker. If it's a loan, I mean, would you take him? If it's a loan, would you take him?
Listen,
340k.
If you swipe the wages away, if you swipe the wages away, 100%.
No, listen. I still have PTSD from having a Belgian fridge be our club record signing. So I don't want another one on loan because we're cursed with Chelsea strikers. Remember this.
It'll be our third one. Batshuayi.
Patrick Bamford, Michy Batshuayi the second time. Palace fans, don't forget Chelsea's striker judge. Yeah, don't get fooled by a Lukaku big name.
Don't ignore this.
What is this?
Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
Oh, too much.
Inacho, please. Inacho, please.
Yeah, please. Send him my way, please.
Yeah, send him down to South London. We'll look after him for you.
We will look after him.
Give him to us, and we'll give you Ratsaki on loan.
Absolutely.
No. Hold it. We'll send them Mateta as part of the deal.
Oh yeah, swap deal, straight swap. No cash.
He'd smash it in the champ.
What? Smash it into the top stand?
Well, he loves a goal against Millwall, so when they play them, he'll definitely score.
Crazy.
All right, guys. Sorry, I completely forgot. I'm here now. How are we doing?
All good. Yeah, not too bad. Decent.
Hi, Dan. down to 10.
How's it going?
Hello.
Yeah, all good, all good. Got football later, so I'm looking forward to losing another game. Yeah, no, good. How are you guys?
What did you say? Looking forward to losing again?
Mate, honestly, mate, I kid you not. Honestly, I swear we haven't won in like about. It's got to be at least 6 months. Like it is, mate. It has been peak. Like
Bro, man's moving like the Brentford rejects, bro.
Nicky, I know Nicky's
Jeez.
watching. Dan is your brick of the week for the Premier League review.
That man died in the brick of the week.
Diego Madonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah,
good
Dan,
blooper.
you've had quite a few bloopers already, mate.
Yeah, I know. It's just I don't know what's been going on with me recently.
Too much alcohol.
You're just
Not-
blowing
not-
your nip and settings, Dan. That's all that is. 'Cause
Not been sleeping properly. Been drinking too much RHEA. I don't know what's going on.
well, look,
I tell
we
you,
Yeah,
are
man.
we are
speaking
all,
drinking Ray because a certain blooper which is on the channel now, it's confirmed.
we are all pagans. Like this whole Ray and nephew thing, yeah. We have got Nicky hooked on it, Martin hooked on it, and now Dan.
To be fair, the last time I had it was when we went to Gravity. I don't think I've had it since. So it has.
You were moving a bit mad.
Yeah, I'm moving a bit laggy.
Yeah, and mad as well because he looked like he's going to have a fight with a screen at McDonald's.
Before it goes too far left, let's do the combined 11.
Yeah.
Dying. Oh, I'm dying. Jeez.
Wait, how many players we got to put in?
At least 3. Because we know that Brentford normally likes to play a 5-back, but against Fulham they did play a 4-back. So here I've chosen a 4-back formation because I'd think that they would see us more of a Fulham kind of team to
Fullback,
play.
you said, instead of a back four.
4-back.
That's a blooper. There we go.
4-back.
It's funny how it turns on people, isn't it?
Back 4. 4-back.
4-back.
It's a double brace.
Rich, I might as well use that in my vlog now just to describe Brentford's formation or our formation.
Just you can get in the bin, bruv.
It's
A
a
5-back and a 4-back. I was thinking, wait, what?
5-back, 4-back, 3-back, long
3-back,
back.
2-back.
What the hell is he on about?
No
It's
back.
No back.
So against Fulham, they played a back 4.
There we
double
go.
brace of defenders.
And I think that Brentford would see us as a similar kind of opponent to Fulham. So
Yeah, fair enough.
the back 4 is there.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Dan, I don't know why you're laughing.
Sorry, no, I'm just reading the comment. I'm just like catching up with the comments.
That's what they all say. Rich, who are you putting in goal?
Super Sam Johnson in goal. I know Flecken's been decent for them, but it's Johnson.
Yeah.
I'll
go left back.
I know where 2 of their players are going already.
Yeah.
Same, man.
Easy.
All right,
Definitely.
Nate. Who's your centre back pairing going to be?
Good question. Because I could just pick our 2 centre backs, Gay and Anderson. But having said that, I'll say Ben Mee and Mark Gay.
He's injured.
Oh, is he injured?
We don't classify injuries no more.
Oh, do we not? Oh, is that not a thing? Okay, fair.
Yeah, we're just picking the best team we can pick. So everyone's available.
So I'll go with Ben Mee, but I'm not saying that Yoa doesn't get into this team.
On form, would we not consider Pinnock for them instead?
Nah, I'd
Yeah,
say
Pinnock's a
Anderson.
shout, yeah.
I'll put Anderson in my opinion. I don't rate Pinnock, I don't know why. But
Pinnock's normally on the left. Collins normally plays on like the right.
Okay, we'll go Ben Mee. Tristan, can you fill out I mean, Dan, can you
Yeah.
fill out the midfield for us?
Just trying to remember who they got.
We've got Norga, Janel.
If I was
Jansen,
to,
I think.
the thing is, I just think Lerma and Decore, me being I think that's probably our strongest part of our, apart from maybe our centre backs. I think that is our strongest part, Decore and Lerma. If I was to pick a Brentford midfielder, I would probably go for Norgard.
In replace of who?
Thing is, I think Decore is better, but I think Lerma started the season better. I don't know.
Yeah. In my opinion, I think Decore's been a little shaky, and Lerma's miles ahead of him. But we know what Decore is capable of, and he'll probably get back to his best soon.
I don't know if it's Decore's been shaky or Decore's not been noticed because Lerma's there to help. Because I still think
that's a good point. Now,
like we only noticed Decore because he was absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I would counter that and say that some of his passes have been a bit lazy.
Yeah, especially at Sheffield United, he was a bit sloppy. His final third and just a bit kind of casual, and then he got caught out a couple of times. If he was up against any other top team, they would have punished him. So that's with Lerma, he's been composed and steady, man. He's just like so comfortable and so reliable on the ball. You think about it, looking at it.
I mean, for balance, I'm happy to take out Decore and put Norgard in, based on form this season. Don't get me wrong, I think Decore's played very well this season, but if I was going to put a Brentford player in, it would be Norgard for Decore.
That's fair enough, yeah.
I mean, they've already got their free, so you don't have to.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, they're gonna have at least two more players, so yeah, leave it like that. Leave it like that.
All right,
they are definitely getting two more in.
Tristan, finish it off with a left wing, striker, and right wing.
Yeah, left wing, I'm going to go with Brian and Burmo. On the right hand side,
Alexa,
I'm going to go. Oh, my word. You going to say Alexis McAllister for a second. No, so yeah. Yeah, all right. Well, Alexa, what's Jesus?
Why is Alexa underneath your table?
Wait, is both of ours under the table? I've got it here too.
Hey, what's going on here? Why have you man got Alexa under the table? What's going on?
To be fair, there's no room on the desk.
Oh, man.
Yeah, exactly. It's close to the plug socket as well.
Jesus Christ. Oh, no.
I had to put mine on mute because I knew that would happen if somebody triggered the word.
I just unplugged it. I wasn't dealing. I'm having a birthday. I apologize.
Apology accepted. Oh, God. All right,
Wait, Tris, why are you apologizing?
No, I said apology accepted. No, I didn't. I said apology accepted.
Now you got to say sorry.
Oh my God!
Right, this stream is gone.
Got me in tears.
Integrity is gone, man.
Oh. All right. So left. All right. On the left hand side, I'm gonna go with Wissa. Right hand side, and Burmo. And up front, I know Tony's suspended, but can I still put him in? Does that count? Or
Yeah.
But I put Tony up. I put Ivan Tony up front. Yeah.
Right. Can I immediately switch Ben B for Anderson, please? Because this is actually annoying me. That's just my opinion. The harsh reality of the quality could, up front for them compared to us. Yeah. And up top, I would actually go Mbuemo on the left and Olise on the right.
You put
That's
Olise
just
on the
for
right.
me anyway.
Oh yeah.
Because we're not going with injuries here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I know. I think it's good that Burma scored more goals than Olise. Sorry, Wissa scored more goals than Olise, so that's why I've gone with him.
He's a problem.
He's always scoring. Always comes on and scores, and scored against us last year, didn't he? And the 1-1 draw at home. So yeah, he's bound to cause us problems Saturday.
You know what's mad? Imagine if we actually had this team.
That's a European team, in my opinion.
That team cooked. That team got
attacking fullbacks. It's a problem.
I remember when we were linked.
Attacking fullbacks, a double pivot, a clinical striker, and two lethal wingers.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
this will definitely be a team that Tony definitely doesn't want to leave.
And a goalkeeper that doesn't drop clangers. Shout out Vincenzo Guaita.
Yeah, I don't think
Mhm.
Tony will go to a music festival and say he doesn't play for anywhere special anymore.
Yeah.
He might bet on this team to win. You never know.
Of course he was.
Well, at least we've got 4 Brentford players in actually, which is decent. This is a good side.
100%. It's a good side, man.
Yeah, rated 10 out of 10 too. Solid.
Somebody emailed that to Dougie. Yo, Dougie, there's your scout report done for you.
Oh,
Just
God.
send me the Transfer Weekly playlist, man.
Yeah.
What we'll do quickly then is just go over last week. I hope I've uploaded them. Predictions, results, and then we'll finish up just talking about these rumors. We've had a few rumors come up, and then we'll wrap up. So last week, pretty decent. Like everyone averaged around like between 7 and 9, apart from Ulster or Nate and RHEA, which has made things a little bit more interesting now. Made things a little bit more interesting. Nicky and Dan are front runners though.
Yeah.
Their week 1 was crazy, to be fair. But no one's that far off. What's it? 9 points max, I think.
Yeah.
So it's not too
It's
far
still a
off.
decent. It's still a decent gap, though. To be fair,
Yeah, but it can be overturned in 1 week.
it can be, but it's highly unlikely.
Have we the guests, have they predicted both weeks?
No.
No, there weren't one for week 1.
I was gonna say 8 points over 2 weeks. That's shocking.
But Martin's obviously top just based on correct scores. 6 correct scores in 2 weeks. Is
Jesus.
crazy, by the way. That is crazy.
I swear that that you finished it last season with like 16 correct scores, and he's only got 6 now.
It's crazy. It's mad, isn't it? Like that.
Damn.
He's flying. But yeah, obviously Nicky and Dan are all on 23, and then there's like a massive mid-table battle.
On the battle of mid.
Yeah.
And to be fair, obviously, like Vibes was late for the first one, so he's only got 10 points for 1 week, that's a decent average for 1 week's worth. And obviously the guests only have 8 points based on Tariq. And I've included it there just to say, so that I remember that obviously there's only 9 games last week. So this is 1 game that Tariq has to predict when it comes back around again. Because obviously that one was postponed due to Luton not having a home ground as it stands. So lovely. Yeah, just a reminder, predictions are due. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Is it 7 p.m. tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 hour before the first game of the weekend. So if it's a Friday, it's the hour before the Friday kickoff. So
What is the first game?
Chelsea Luton, 8 o'clock kickoff. Yeah, Chelsea will easily beat them at 4-0, I reckon.
Well, you say that, Tristan, but they got swept up by West Ham. Don't.
Yeah, it's just Luton though. This is Luton. Luton are just.
Yeah, you say that, but look, we've seen it before. What is it? Burnley smacked Chelsea 3-0 a few years ago. You never know with the Prem, bro. I've backed Chelsea to beat them, but I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't.
I've got 3 of the Chelsea players in my fantasy because I think they're going to give them a good spanking. That's how confident I am of them actually winning a game for once. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You might have the wild card soon, mate.
Oh, mate.
You might have to bang his captain out.
Mate, I would laugh, but I've been heavily considering the wild card all week because my team is absolute crap.
Nicky's already in here with some fighting talk, you know.
This guy.
Nicky, if you don't win now, yeah. It's
Is
early in the season as well, remember?
You know what? Let him talk the big talk, because if he doesn't finish on top at the podium, he might have to do another forfeit. Because all this big talk will come back to bite him. Remember, he was chatting the most about how good he is at FIFA. You know what I'm saying?
At that point, I didn't even play much. I still beat him.
Nicky, just a word of advice for someone who's obviously spent a lot of time at the top of the table. You have not ever heard me brag about it. Ever. Stay humble, please. It is a long season.
As Kendrick
It's like-
once said, be humble.
Yeah, Nicky's comments a bit like when Everton were top of the table after game week 3, and then ended up like 17th.
Yeah, they got slumped.
Well, Nicky, if you don't win this league from after you said that,
It's not looking good, man. It's not looking good at all.
just saying.
Oh shit.
Man. Right. So, I'm just going to go around each of the panelists and mention the name, and you just briefly just talk to me about your thoughts. These are all like transfer rumors and stuff. So, JC, Iheanacho.
Yes. Yes.
What would he bring to us?
Well, before we even talk about what he brings to us, he's in the last year of his contract. He's on 80 grand a week, and no clause in his contract to give him a pay cut if they get relegated as well. So 80 grand a week in the Championship is going to be a big struggle to pay. They have got their parachute payments, but that is going to hurt them a lot of wages of just one player. Because he's only 1 year left, he's going to be on a heavily cut price. They bought him for 23 million from Man City. He's probably only going to be worth about 12 to 15 million pounds. But what he brings to us is, I wouldn't say a complete striker, but a striker that is strong at many things. He does fit the profile of being very versatile. He can play almost everywhere across the front line. And that seems to be a criteria that we've been using lately when looking at players. We're looking at players that can fill in at multiple positions and be comfortable there. But he can. He's very good aerially because he is 6'2", which I was very surprised at how tall he is.
Wow.
He's actually, even though he's lanky, he's very strong on the ball. His hold-up play is really good. His first touch is also very good. He comes short and passes, so he's got, I think, 25 assists in the Premier League as a striker. And to be fair, that is still a very good return. And he didn't always get a run of games. He'd like have a purple patch here and there and never play again. So he's only had like 2 seasons where he's played more than 30 games for Leicester. So he's actually got a goal contribution every 117 minutes in the Premier League. And to be fair, that's not the best thing in the world. But for a team like us, where we do make chances, he will have lots of chances to feast off of. And he can score multiple ways. He can head the ball. He can score from like really strange angles. Like in COVID, he scored a brace against us. A proper brace, let me add. But he just
How many is that?
I think it's 2, I'm not sure, but please correct me. But he cut in and just shot at the near post. Like no one would ever think of even shooting there, but the ball went in the net. So he brings a lot of link-up play to our team, and I think he would benefit. He would help as they get better. He'd help Elise get better, and also him in transition with swapping with Edouard. It's not really that different of a profile of player. I just think that Iheanacho you get a little bit more quality than you do with Edouard. So Iheanacho for 14 million, maybe less, would be an incredible signing, especially if we do get 11 million from Mateta. Then in reality, we're only actually spending 4 million on him. And if you look at it that way, it's an incredible signing.
Yeah.
Nate, Dean Henderson.
If we can get that Spanish crybaby out of the club and get Henderson in, I'm more than happy to take that. I'm just sick of this Guaita guy. I'm sick of him.
I've heard Mateta's doing exactly what Guaita's doing. I don't know.
Apparently, For my opinion, the players don't want to play for the club. They could sort off. Simple.
Yeah, I agree.
All right,
I don't want players who are just bad blood.
Get that quoted and put on a t-shirt from Tristan. 100%. 100% Tristan. Look, Dean Henderson, anything's better than Guaita, and anything but Remy Matthews. Like, I'd take Joe Whitworth, Pete the Eagle, Steve Parrish, Simon Jordan, you name it. I'd take anybody but Remy Matthews. So, yeah, Dean Henderson will be a good fit.
Yeah, he's
Would you still want him having to pay 20 million the following season?
Why not?
In my opinion, no. Because he's not going to want to take he's on 100 grand a week, and he's not willing to take a pay cut. Has too much on a goalkeeper, in my opinion.
Yeah, for a club like Palace,
You say that, but you got to think about it. let's say we do finish high enough in the league and 20 million is chump change to them. What then? You know what I mean? Like, I understand what you're saying, but you got to be real. If you want to progress and improve, you have to take more financial risks. I'm not saying just throw the wallet at the wall and hope it sticks. But you have to say to yourself, okay, if we want to be pushing for minimum top 10 within the next 2-3 seasons, we need to drop 20 million on a goalkeeper. We need to drop 20 million on a striker, 15 million on a winger.
I'd
maybe
rather
40
drop
million.
that 20 elsewhere though.
Would you say would you say
Where elsewhere though, JC? This is what I'm saying.
yeah, but would you say Dean Henderson is better than Sam Johnson? Be honest, as it stands.
No.
Okay, look. The way I look at it is, what have we done
then?
when it comes to goalkeepers in the past? We've hoped to God that they're half these. Could we get them in for peanuts? Jack Butland, peanuts. Hennessy, peanuts. Guaita, peanuts. Right? We don't spend money on goalkeepers. Look what other teams are doing when it comes to buying goalkeepers. They're buying goalkeepers to make sure that in the event that they do get up the table, they've got the money to back up and go, we've invested in this area of the pitch. I'm hearing what you're saying, that you want to spend 20 million elsewhere. But we've been spending money everywhere but in the goalkeeping position. Look where we are now. We've got Remy Matthews as our third choice goalkeeper. I couldn't even tell you who he was before he signed for us.
Second choice keeper, because Gaia ain't going to be playing for us anytime soon. You
No,
know what
but
I mean?
therein lies the problem is that Remy
second,
Matthews is second choice goalkeeper. That rings massive alarm bells because if Sam Johnston gets injured, God forbid that actually happens, boys, I'm not even joking. We're screwed. Remy Matthews in goal. We're going to get murdered. This guy makes Hennessy look competent. I'm not hearing it. I'm not going through the Wayne Hennessy era again because I can't live like that again. So to answer Rich's question, I would easily take Dean Henderson, and I would actually drop the 20 million if I was Steve Parish, because being realistic, you've got to spend to finish higher up the table. You can't just get up the table by spending little bits here and there. That's not how it works anymore. You have to be able to drop money where people aren't looking, because otherwise you're stuck where you are. We've been in the Premier League for 11 years now. We've yet to finish in that. We've only finished 10th once. And that was a lucky season because other teams around us were crap.
9 years ago, yeah. Flies down.
You know, you talking about spending is actually a decent segue to the next player, Tristan. Romelu Lukaku.
Yeah.
Would you take him on loan?
Well, I'd take him on loan if we didn't have to pay the flipping wages. If Chelsea, okay, let's say Chelsea are paying like half the wages, we had to pay half, then yeah, I'd take him. But 340k, we got to pay that as a whole. I mean, I wouldn't take him.
And I'll be 170.
Yeah. Ridiculous that. I mean, we can't afford that money. I mean, look, the curse of us signing strikers from Chelsea says it all. I mean, if he did sign for Palace, I mean, there's like let's just say it's like a 20% chance of that happening at this rate. Then, you know, is he gonna have the momentum and motivation within himself to try and succeed? You know, going from a club like Chelsea into over the last few seasons that he's been at to Crystal Palace, is he going to mentally be up for the challenge and the new change? I don't think so, in my opinion. You know, he's got experience, and we know what this guy's capable of. He can score goals for nothing. You know, look at that season he had at Everton, West Brom. You know, so we know he's got it in him and that. But I don't know if he's going to be up for it. And then mentally, I don't think his mind's onto it. To be fair, you know, if we did have had to pay like half of his wages and Chelsea paid the other half while if he did come to Crystal Palace on loan, then yeah, that's a fair enough deal, because we do need a centre forward desperately, and if he's the only one available and we had that option splitting the wages between us and Chelsea, then maybe he's the best thing we could possibly do. But I'm kind of 50-50. I'm kind of mixed about it, because over the last year or two, his attitudes and his mindset towards the game has been pretty shocking, in my opinion. So do you want to play like that at your club with a big ego and a reputation? A lot of people would say no, and I would agree with that. But at the end of the day, we know what he's capable of, and he will get goals, you know, on his good day. You know, but it's ifs and buts, really. You know, I'll believe it when I see it if we did sign, but it's just one of them rumors that could potentially be like all over the media for the next 3 to 4 days that will just die off. So God knows at this rate, but I'm a bit mixed with it. I'm just saying how it is, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's one of them ones, really, a bit 50-50 with it.
Cool. And Dan, this is a left field one, because this isn't actually a rumor, but I was just thinking about this player who has this few injury problems and doesn't get many minutes, and I don't think will get many minutes this season. What about Emil Smith-Rowe?
Are we linked with him? Oh, swear.
Nah, that's what I said. No, it's just a left field shout.
He hasn't played for ages, I swear. Like, I swear he's been injured for like time. I mean, you've caught me off guard, Rich.
So I didn't have any
mean,
other players to mention that might not be in Transfer Weekly tomorrow. So I was just trying to be careful about it.
Fair. On the face of it,
We've already covered 2 of them, so
Well, they're the obvious ones, sir.
He would be a good player. Like, obviously, if you're decent in an Arsenal side, you're going to be decent at Palace as well. Do you know what I mean? So he's obviously going to be. He obviously would be a very good player. I'm just trying to remember where he plays. It's been such a long time.
I think he'll play sort of off the bench for an Eze.
That's what I was thinking. Does he normally like drifts to the left, doesn't he? I'm sure, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that obviously that left hand side is something that we would need to look at. I mean, at the moment we're playing Schlupp there, so I think that says everything. The only thing would be is obviously how much would they want for him. I guess if it's a loan, then whatever. If it's his wages, I don't know. I don't know what his wages are on. I made this for Romelu Lukaku, but if his wages are anything above like what I think they would be, this would be me.
Oh, God.
No, I had to shoehorn that in because I made that for Lukaku. But anyway, I think it would be good, and it would be a position that we would look to be better because, like I said, we got Schlupp. França can play there, but I mean, I've never seen França play there for Flamengo, so I don't know how well he'll do there. And also, yeah, it would just have a bit of depth, and it would be quite nice actually.
Well, with Rich giving us all rumours to talk about, then I'll give Rich one. What about Cody Drama?
Bring him in. Just bring him in. Quickly. That's it. And you know what, to be fair as well, I know we've kept Talise, but there are rumours that Burnley are putting opening bidding for Bakayoko from PSV.
Wow, they're moving a bit crazy this transfer window, aren't they?
That's the
company pull, though. Bear in mind, they've got money behind them, and company is an attractive name. This is the thing. The Vieira pull was a factor, but when you look at the football we played before we got sacked, you're just thinking, But look, we need to see some investment in the squad. But have any of you lot seen what the HF have put out on Twitter or X?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well,
I was going to leave that might needs to be its own.
No, we can touch on it here. I mean, may as well. But look, I don't like how they're trying to speak for the whole fan base. That's a bit mad because it's like,
I'm not a fan of that.
To foreign investment if it means that Harris and Blitzer get kicked out of South London.
Yeah.
The sooner those two are gone, the better. Having said that, I don't. Obviously, I feel uneasy about who could be coming in if there was any takeover talk. There isn't. I wish there was, but it's just the way in which they handle this is like, lads, you've turned off commenting for this. It's not a good look because
they always do.
Yeah, I'll say this.
But like, don't put stuff out like that if you're not going to have people give feedback to it, because then you're just asking for people to send fire your way.
Look, I'll say this. Yeah, if it means us getting a big sum of money to spend on transfers every summer and every January, then I'll take it. Money's money. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's with the Saudis, whether it's with any other billionaires, millionaires. Do you know what I mean?
Facts.
That's my opinion. I don't really agree with what the Homesdale fanatics did because, in my opinion, like you said, Nate, I felt like they were kind of speaking for the fan base, and not all Palace fans view like that. And I'm sort of like kind of 50-50 with it. I'm not a fan of the way the Saudis conduct, themselves behind the scenes, but they offer a lot of money, and if they are willing to invest in Palace, then it might be the best thing for this club going forward, in my opinion. You've heard me say that, and I stand by it for what I said.
Personally, I just find it mad, right? That football has gotten to a point where we're literally begging Saudis to invest in a club just so we can get top 10. Like,
but they got the money.
But this is the thing that annoys me with the Premier League is that we literally have to have a subsidiary of a nation to invest in us so we can get top 10.
But
I hear what you're
yeah.
saying,
It's
Dan.
crazy. It's crazy.
But look, you've got to look at it, right? Harris and Blitzer have been here since what, 2014? We still don't know who these guys are. We know who Texter is. We know who Parrish is. But I can't recall Harris and Blitzer having any kind of conversations with the club. I think they did one interview on Palace TV when they actually came in to the football club. So you look at that and thinking, if they're silent partners or whatever, fair enough. But these guys are not by any means broke. They're billionaires. They've got more money than Parrish and Texter.
I forgot they were still at the club.
And we're
Well,
still,
granted, I mean, I don't want them here either, to be honest. So.
we're still bottom scraping just to get any kind of players in the door. I mean, we're lucky that we managed to bring in França, because imagine actually having owners that wanted to spend on more than just a shiny new stand. Wouldn't that be brilliant if we could just have a plan where we can invest in the stadium and the squad simultaneously?
You wonder why I got a grudge on Steve Parrish because he's just holding.
No,
he's
look, I'm
holding
not
the whole
Steve
thing
Parrish's
back from
biggest
my
fan,
view.
but Parrish has taken us as far as he can, but he needs to sell on to the right people. Who those right people are, you'll never know, because you can't trust any other kind of money that comes into football. Qatar, Saudi Arabia, all of the Middle East. It's all well and good that they've got umpteen billion money you can spend. But it's what comes. Look at Newcastle. They've gone from one of the most loved clubs in the country to one of the most hated. Newcastle fans don't care. And to be fair,
if we were in that situation, I wouldn't care either, because we'd have a lot of money to spend. Some are in, some are out. That's what we need to take this club to the next level. Do you remember when Steve Parrish at the end of the Nottingham Forest game said he wanted to take this club to the next level? He hasn't done that this summer. If the Saudis come in and back us, they'll take us to the next level, and that is a fact. But
the Saudis can't come in, Tristan. That's the thing. They can't, because they own Newcastle.
You just don't know, do
Let's-
you? I mean,
I think we need to come back to this.
Moving on.
Let's see how things develop. And if it is a bit more concrete, and I think, you know what, I hear what you lot are saying about the fact that the HF have come up and spoken for the whole of the fan base. Yeah, nah, just say your piece and kind of keep it moving. Because I think even from that, a lot of people be like, no, I don't care. Like, and others have been like, yeah, I agree, and so on and so forth.
That's the consensus. If you look at it, it's once again split Palace Twitter, which isn't difficult, but you're looking at it going, look, lads, we get that you guys do an awful lot with the displays, the tifos, everything else, the coordination and that. But if this is your view, say this is our view, because fans will go, do you know what, lads? Fair enough. You don't like it. I love it. So we have a difference of opinion. It's the way they've worded this that's got up a lot of people's backs, because I see what they're saying. I'm not saying let's just blindly throw into the Middle East and just let anyone come in and take over the club, because do you remember a few other teams like Portsmouth had this Middle Eastern guy and then he went bankrupt?
Sorry, that's what I was laughing at by his comment. No.
Rich, you know what he'll do? He'll buy a free transfer on Klarna.
Tristan, do you remember when we did the World Cup sweepstake?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted a refund on his £3.
Yeah.
Now, do you know what? He needs to have a person, that he'd buy all of his shopping with coupons and say, I want my money back. That's the way this guy moves. But
Listen,
look, I think looking into the Brentford game, a draw in this game, beat Wolves 4 points out of 6, banging, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's fair enough. I agree. Even though I want 6 points, but yeah.
No, we aim high. We 100%.
Yeah. I've got big ambitions, big expectations.
Listen, let's go with 5 census.
We need to keep this moving.
Score predictions.
Oh yeah.
Right, Tristan.
1-1. I think that'll be a fair result. I do want us to win, but I think it's going to be a very competitive game. It's always tough going to the GTECH Stadium and playing Brentford in general. So 1-1 is a fair result. Yeah, if we were to draw against Brentford and get 3 points against Wolves, that's fair enough. That's pretty decent. But I do want us to win, and I do want a team to prove me wrong. If they can go to Brentford and win pretty comfortably and get 3 points in general, that'd be a big bonus and a massive achievement, as well.
Dan?
Well, as I said, the previous fixtures have ended 0-0, 0-0, 1-1, 1-1. So the logical would be, say, 2-2, but I'm going to say 1-1.
So what Dan's saying there is basically The last 4 games have been like binary 0-1, 0-1.
Yeah, exactly.
This season will be 4-4 in aggregate.
Yeah.
Brentford.
Right. I'll go next. I want to say we'll win, but we don't do well against Brentford. Like, it's one of them bogey grounds for us. Like, you know, them teams you just know it's going to be one of them dogfight games where you're not going to be great, they're not going to be great, and you're just going to even it out. So, yeah, I think I'll back a 1-0. I want us to win, but I can only see a draw. Maybe a defeat if we're dumb enough to go full blown, you know, the rest professional football club. But I'll say 1-0 Palace, Brentford. 1-0 Brentford Palace. Sorry.
Yeah.
JC?
I said it on Tap to Eagles 1-1. I put it in my prediction. I've done everything, man. 1-0. It just seems nailed on for me personally.
And the 2-time current predictions league champion, Rich. What are you saying?
Yeah, I think I've gone 1-1 on my prediction. I just think it'll be a draw.
Fair enough.
I'll definitely I'll take a win 100%.
Boys, it's very simple. Take a point and run. Just leg it out of West London. Don't look back. Just keep running. Just keep running straight to the train station. But if we can sneak 3 points away from West London, I don't think we'd mind that.
Not at all. Not at all. Big up, Kevin. I know that Tristan, you're there, aren't you?
I'm going Brentford. Yeah. Is that what you mean?
You are.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'll be there.
JC isn't. Dan, you there?
Got a mate's wedding, so I can't even watch it.
You don't get any luck with these away games, boy. But yeah, if anything, Kev, go check out Tristan's channel. He will definitely be there, so he'll be vlogging it himself. None of us will be there, unfortunately.
But there will be stuff for the Wolves game. There'll be stuff for the Wolves game.
Yes.
Bring
And that's
that
on
on.
a Sunday as well. Oh my gosh, that's the Sunday before school starts. That is going to be
Yeah.
That Monday, I'm going into instantly flagging. All right, anyway.
Oh god.
And big up,
You're
James, guys.
different settings, boy.
Yeah, it's gonna be mad. Big up, everyone. Listen, big game this weekend. Hopefully, we can obviously get a win. A draw, I think, will be probably an accurate result. But I guess Tristan, you know where to find all of us. So Tristan, you quickly just shout yourself out.
Yes, people, make sure to check out my channel, Tristan03, or you can call it CPSC Vlogs, whatever. Yeah, we've got some content coming within the next few weeks and that as well. Going to Brentford this Saturday, cannot wait. Check out my Sheffield United vlog away from home and the Arsenal vlog, which was uploaded on Tuesday and that as well. So make sure to like, share, subscribe to my channel. Trying to get to 3K subs by the end of this year within the next few months, fingers crossed. So let's hope we can do that. And any socials, the link for all my socials, TikTok, Twitter, Snapchat, and my Instagram will be in the description of every single one of my videos and that. So make sure to go and do so. Follow me on any one of them if you haven't, and click the bell for notifications so you don't miss an upload on my channel as well. Peace.
Tristan, you are mad.
Full advert.
You are mad talented. You did that and took no breath.
You should be a rapper.
Okay,
You should.
Oh, hell no.
Rap. You should rap.
I'm not a rapper.
What's Tristan? What's
this
Tristan
track.
move like easy, bro? I'm not a rapper. There's your rapper.
All right, listen, we are out of here.
Before we
go
cut
on.
off,
Go on.
tune in tomorrow at 7:30 for episode 12 of Transfer
Yes.
Weekly. That is a very quick teaser of the players I will be covering. That's all.
Out the Palace,
Anyway.
innit?
Up the boy. Eagles.
Ego.
The Palace.
Eagles.
Eagles.